Welcome, 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 everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, Leanne. Welcome, everyone on Instagram. Hello, hello, hello. We have an exciting session coming up today. I know for most of you are important holidays. Happy holidays, everybody. And we are going to start now. Okay. Welcome, gather around. My name is Lana Shalom. I'm a certified neurographic instructor and coach. I'm here today to talk to you, to continue talking to you about the base algorithm, also known as the 8 steps of the algorithm. Welcome, Laz. Welcome, everyone. I'm very excited. Hi, Sharon. So nice to see you. I'm glad you made it today on time. Welcome, welcome. We have an exciting session coming up. As always, those of you on YouTube, you will be able to see my beautiful presentation. Those of you on Instagram, no fret. I'll be talking, I'll be reading everything that I have in my presentation. And I am looking forward to sharing this fun information for you just before the holidays. Remember, tomorrow we're resting. Enjoy your holiday, enjoy your time with the family. We're coming back on Thursday and we're going to do something amazing. We're going to actually draw. I'm going to have a live stream drawing for you where we're going to do a free intro to the butterfly effect course. And it's a course about how it's an actual algorithm, how to bring your wishes and desires to life. I'm not going to just talk about it. We're actually going to draw. I'm going to show you an exciting algorithm. Welcome to join me, everyone. Okay. I will go live on YouTube. I will do a drawing on Instagram as well because it's just comfortable for me. Yeah. Let's do this, everyone. I'm going to change my camera. No, I'm not changing my camera, but I will share my presentation for those of you on YouTube, okay? You will see my beautiful presentation here. Give me a second. Okay. Let's start. We are here today to talk about the 8 steps of the algorithm, also known as the base algorithm. The reason it's called the base algorithm is that all of the algorithms that you know, and we have a lot of courses in the neurographic method. We have official certified courses that are fully available on my website. The most amazing, the best course is the Specialist Neurographica course. I am an accredited trainer and I'm happy to bring this amazing course to you. Welcome to join me. And of course, all the certified courses, the neuro composition, the neuro sketching, the neuro mandala, the neuro color, the neurosynthesis, the neuro connection, the the last 2 is the neuro goal and the neuro timeline, okay? Altogether, we have 8 official certified courses. In addition to the first course, level 1 is basic user course. And of course, the most professional course, the best course ever, the specialist course in the NeuroGraphica. And then, of course, I have a lot of fusion courses, like what I'm going to do on Thursday, bring you the butterfly effect course. It's an amazing course that talks about how every little tiny thing we do here actually brings up, a butterfly effect, like a ripple in the water, right? If you drop a stone in the water, it will give a ripple effect. That's how it works. With every little tiny desire and wish we start working through the neurographic method, it will be multiplied. Here, let's talk about the base algorithm, also known as the 8 steps of the algorithm, okay? Yesterday, we talked about the 3 first steps, okay? Now, remember the rule. The rule is all 8 steps must be followed for the neurographic drawing. No step should be omitted, and that's one of the major differences between NeuroArt and the true neurographic method drawing, okay? The true neurographic method drawing has people following all steps. I can look at any drawing as a certified instructor. That's a part of my job. I can look at any drawing and I can tell you whether the drawing has been fulfilled according to the 8 steps or not. That's what I do as part of the supervision. Every time you buy a course from me, my supervision is included. I will give you a feedback. I will give you a supervision on what happened within your drawing, okay? Which steps need to be followed through, what step was omitted, if anything else needs to be added for the drawing to work, for this goal to be realized. Yesterday we discussed the first step was setting the goal, setting the topic, setting the theme, okay? And I showed you 3 ways to do the brainstorming. I didn't discuss with you, I realized the difference, although I have a short video, it was one of my stories, but why don't I tell you here? It's not that complicated, okay? The difference between the goal, the topic, and the theme. There are 3 words that we can use. I also like to use the word quest, okay? But that's more of a, I would say more philosophical setting. But whenever we set a goal, number one, the step number one, it's always either you set a goal, you set a topic, or you set a theme. What's the difference? The theme is what I was explaining to you yesterday, is the general explanation. It's a area of your life that you're seeking transformation. For example, yesterday I was talking about health, right? Today, let's say we're going to talk about I have a specific, right? Let's talk about health again. Let's do that. It's just easier for me. It's a simple example, okay? The health is the theme. It's a general area of your life that you're seeking transformation in. Now, if you want to specify one second. Okay, if you want to specify, like narrow that area around, you can say, I want to improve my health, or I want to lose weight, or I want to stop the pain in my knee, or I want to reach a certain goal, or I want to eat healthy. Okay, that's again a bit too general because you're not putting any numbers. Okay, to make things more specific, remember, more scientific approach would be to put an exact number. How much weight do you want to lose? How much do you want to weight? Okay, some people like to put, I like to lose 20 pounds or 30 or 40. And some people say, I want to have a weight of 120, 130, 100, whatever the goal for you is. Okay. That would be already a goal. A goal is as specific as it gets. I want to earn $25,000 a month. That's very specific. You want to make it even more specific? You say, within the month of January 2025, I want to earn $25,000, okay? And I'm going to schedule, by the way, I will post the schedule today. Let's meet up next week. I'm inviting you to meet up so we can draw. Let's draw the year. Let's plan ahead for year 2025. I'm inviting you. It's a very unique sessions I'm going to do. Every day we're going to do drawing, okay? I'm going to pose the pyramid of consciousness. I'm going to give you the week later, okay? Maybe 2 weeks later. The last week in December and the first week in January, I'm inviting you. Let's plan for the year 2025, okay? I'm going to make open drawing. It will be accessible to everyone. I am going to ask for exchange of energy. I will put my PayPal link. Welcome to send your donations, okay? It's just for energy exchange, but I do want this to make accessible to everyone. Let's have a wonderful 2025. Our goal in 2025, you know what's going to be? Happiness. Happiness as a way of life, okay? And that's the idea. You see what I'm saying? Happiness, it's just a general idea, but I'm saying happiness as a way of life, that's already a topic. Now, if I say, I want to have happiness as a day of life, as a way of life, day of life, right? A way of life every single day in 2025, that's a topic, okay? Topic is as exact as it can be. I mean, goal, that's a goal. Goal is as exact as it can be. Topic is a little more general, but there is some specifics, but not fully specific, okay? It's just general. I want to be happy. In general, you can say, I want to be happy in 2025, or I just want to be happy. But you're not putting any specifics, okay? Even saying 2025, it's somewhat general. You can be happy for some part of 2025, not happy for other parts. So kind of look at it, okay? But if you say happiness is my goal, That's a theme, okay? I wanted to talk about it. Just make sure to bring that out to you, okay? The second step of the base algorithm is called the composition, okay? And we have three ways to do it. We can start with a catharsis, and you can see that here if you're looking, those of you on YouTube, you can see that here, right? This is the catharsis drawing. We're going to do a live drawing in January. I'm going to set up the schedule. I'm going to post it for you, okay? You can start your drawing with neural lines. Over here, it's the ARI algorithm. Or you can start your drawing with shapes. An example of that would be true from the specialist course, okay? At the basic user course, we actually do two of them, okay? We do catharsis and we do lines. We do have, this is the major algorithm from the basic user course, ARL, ARJ, and ARI, okay? Step number 3 that we talked about, again, in details yesterday was two parts of step number 3. One was neurographing. Notice, right? You go over the line with a neuro line. That's called neurographing. And step 2 in part 3 is rounding. Okay? When you start rounding, that's part 2 of step 3, conjoining. Okay? Now, let's talk about the other steps. Let's finish the 8 steps of the algorithm. Let's finish discussing the base algorithm. Step 4 is called integration. It's an integration of the figure within your drawing. And the first level, 4.1, it's called the figure in the background. FMB, we call it, the figure in the background. The figure in the background is an idea where we'll look at what you drew at this point, right? And we start integrating whatever you drew at this point. It's called the figure. The idea is to integrate it within the background. Okay, I realized I should make, I just remembered that people asked me to make a separate explanation about the figure and the background, okay? I'm going to write it down. It actually works. I'm going to write it down on a memo pad so I can create, I will explain to you, I have a full explanation about the significance of both parts, the figure and the background, okay? The way to do it, I have to create a separate, I'm going to create a beautiful art-based presentation for you, okay? To explain it to you fully, because a lot of people still don't get it, right? Especially if you don't have an artistic background, you're not going to get the point of the figure in the background. There's no point. They're like, why do I need to do this, okay? So I'm going to give you today a different explanation. I'm going to give you today the social emotional explanation, okay? The social emotional explanation of the figure in the background is that the figure represents you, me, myself, and I. The background represents your social environment. So whenever you integrate the figure in the background, and you do that through the use of the neural lines, you're basically creating a social environment for you that will accept your new reality. That's a new reality where your goal will be realized. And in that reality, the social environment will be an accepting environment for you, your goal, you and your goal together. Okay? Kind of the connection of both of you. Okay? Because remember, at this point now, this is you and this is your goal. You kind of exist in separate realities. They kind of maybe parallel realities, but they're not the same reality at this point. So when you try what happens in NeuroGraphica, you put a picture, a figure of yourself, and you put a figure of what you want to achieve. But now, go ahead, lads. I create the beautiful presentation, okay? Dear, go to my channel. It's called Lana Shalom, okay? And it's interesting to note that when you and your reality connect together, and this is what we work at the basic user course, you remove the limitation that will hold you back from connecting together. Okay, because right now, remember, they are in different realities. So what we're going to do with the ARL is kind of erase the boundaries between them and connect it together. Okay, so now you exist with your new reality, your new realized goal. But remember, it's not my favorite example, my favorite joke, right? Is not just, you can't just say, I want money in the bank. You have to specify it. It has to be your bank account, right? It's not, you don't want just money in the bank. because everybody wishes money in the bank, but they forget to mention the bank account, the exact amount, okay? And that's the idea. You want money in your bank account. You want your bank account to be okay about it. You don't want any suspicious activity on your bank account to freeze your assets, right? Do you guys understand? These are all limitations. We have limitations on the inner level, which is why we work with the figure first. We remove the inner limitations, but then we have outer limitations. The fact that we have IRS, right, that will say, oh my God, you got all of a sudden a lot of money. We need to freeze your assets, right? The bank will say, you had suspicious activity. We need to stop all the activities, right? It's not just about money in the bank, but it's about having access to that money, using it for correct, for appropriate activities, being able to use that money in your life. We're going to do that. We're going to work next week. We're going to do a live drawing where we're going to plan for the financial success of the year. That's very important. And that's why it's important to remove both inner limitations and outer limitations. To remove the outer limitations, you're going to take your marker and add the neural lines to the sides of your figure. Integrated. And then remember, as you add the neural lines, what do you have to do? We're going to talk about the golden rules. Right away, you must go through the lines, neurograph it, and do the rounding of all the intersections. Remember to do that. That's an important part. That's part of integration, integrating your new goal within your current realistic life. Always remember that. You have a reality and you have a proposed reality that you're seeking with your goal. You need to integrate them. How? Harmoniously, safe. It must be safe for you. It must be with harmony, with balance. It must be with positivity. Positive intention is very important, okay? And step 4.2, we call it archetyping. Maybe I'll create a separate session for this too, because a lot of time people say, why is it called archetyping? And it will be much more. Definitely beyond the scope of this session. I actually have a session on this. Watch Lana Shalom archetyping on YouTube. See if that will explain more, but I will plan to make more videos on this. Okay, I'm gonna also write 4.2 for myself. Okay, I will constantly create this little memo pad papers, right? And kind of works, you know, whenever I see it, I'm like, oh, I need to do this. So archetyping is about adding color. Today I'm about not so much about philosophy. I want to tell you the practical steps, okay? 4.2 called archetyping. It's about adding color. Bringing color to your drawing, both to the figure and to the background, connecting the figure and the background together through the color, connecting different, you know, shapes that you have, different circles. Maybe it may be exact shapes like the circles, or it may be the shape that we usually create whenever we draw the neurographic drawing, right? Those nucleus shapes, we call it, right? They look like nucleus, right? The cells in your body. That's what it is. We connect to them, we collect them together through the use of the color. Okay. By the way, this drawing, most of the drawings you see in my presentation are the drawings from Pavel Piskaryov. I specifically bring that to bring you the energy of the creator, of the founder, because I know it has a different effect. Okay. I can't explain it to you fully logically, although maybe if I try, I can. But it brings a different infusion. It brings a different energy to understanding the method. Okay. You connecting to the author, because I know he doesn't speak English. So most of you, even if you took the neurostructure, the course at the institute, it's a translation, right? So over here, I bring his ideas with his drawings. So that kind of also will bring his energy to you. Okay, and that's an interesting part. Okay, the idea is to connect, to integrate the drawing, A, through the use of the lines, which is the mindset, and B, through the color, which is your emotions. Color represents emotions, okay? The next step is field lines. Step number 5, called field lines, okay? We have 3 ways we do field lines. You can either do horizontal or vertical or diagonal. Now, field lines, 2 ways to start the field lines. Field lines go either For mandalular drawings, mandalular are, look, what you see, those of you in the presentation, you can see it here. It's a circle. Whenever we draw a mandala, whenever we draw a giant, whenever the goal of the main kind of focus of our drawing is creating a mandala, a giant circle that represent harmony, balance, comfort, love, joy, right? We talked about this, the symbolism of the circle. Then the way you bring the field lines will be from the center to the edges, okay? Yeah, I agree with you, Laz. That's why I decided to put it in. Yeah. These drawings, by the way, here are my drawings, okay? In this specific presentation, it's my drawings, but the previous one was Pavel's. Look at this drawing, okay? It's a mandala drawing. You drew the circle first, and then you focus on filling it up and going according to whatever algorithm is. We have a whole course on the mandala. It's called the Neuro Mandala course. Within that course, we figure out, we'll draw 6 to 7 to 8 various algorithms of how you can bring the power of the mandala with the use of the NeuroGraphic method, okay? And that's the idea. When you draw the field lines in the mandalular drawing, you go from the center to the edges. And then you also can go back from the edges to the center, but that's the focus. The focus is to use the energy, utilize the energy of the mandala to either spread it out or the opposite, bring it in, okay? Whenever, for every other algorithm, whether you know, remember we talked about different types of composition, whether you start with the neural lines or the catharsis, or you draw shapes, except the mandala, of course, you always draw from that one edge of the paper to another edge of the paper, okay? And your drawing always follows 3 scenarios. You either draw horizontal, right? They're all horizontals, okay? Or you draw vertical, or you can draw diagonal from lower left end to the upper right, or from the upper left to the lower right, okay? Now, there are some rules for crisscrossing the field lines. You have to be very careful when you do that, because you don't want to crisscross. You cannot draw one fully horizontal line and one fully vertical line, because that's asking, when you draw the field lines, is that you are bringing in the higher energy, the energy of the universe. Those of you who are religious, you can say the energy of God. And when you ask for energy from the universe or from God, you're kind of asking for a specific way. When you ask for horizontal lines represent passive energy. When you need passive energy is when we need rest. When your goal is vacation, you need rest. When your goal is to, you know, learn how to meditate, to get a better sleep, to kind of, you know, basically it's passive, you know, something that you need where you are resting. It's not active energy you're seeking. You draw horizontal lines. Those of you in the presentation, you can see it right here, okay? When you are seeking active energy, you will draw vertical lines, okay? You will draw vertical field lines. You will seek vertical field lines. And when you are in between, okay? For example, horizontal lines represent sleeping, and vertical lines represent active energy throughout the day. In the morning, when you just wake up and you're in that limbo energy between horizontal and vertical, that's diagonal, okay? When you're just getting up and you're switching, you're in the middle of going from horizontal, from passive energy to active energy, you draw diagonal lines. Or the opposite. At night, when we go to sleep, right, we do a lot of also chores. In the morning, we do chores. We wake up, we brush hair, we brush our teeth. We have a set of certain, like, you know, like a set of certain actions that we do that will bring us from the passive energy into active energy. And we do the same thing at night, right? At night, we also brush our teeth, take a shower, brush our hair, you know, put on pajamas, right? Set of actions that will get us, that will signify to our body, to our aura, that we are going from the active energy into the passive energy, okay? And then you also can draw the diagonal lines, okay? going from vertical to horizontal is drawing the diagonal line from upper left to lower right. Okay, you will not hear this anywhere else. This is based on my extensive research and the opposite. Okay, if you want to go, if you are in the limbo, if you're in the middle of going from horizontal to vertical, you draw the diagonal lines that go from lower left to upper right. Okay, this is, I just gave you, this is closed information that I only teach it at the basic user closed sessions. Okay. So whenever you do want, let's say what you can do is, why don't I show it to you? Okay. Here we go. Look. If you want to, okay, I'll transfer my camera a few minutes just to show you this information. Instagram, here you go. You can also see what's happening. Okay. Okay. So this is what happens, okay? For example, okay, I'm going to give you two scenarios. Let's say, another marker gone, okay? Let's say you are making a drawing, okay? And you want to add, remember, when we add field lines, they must be done with thick markers, okay? Fine marker will not do. It has to be, ultra fine will not do. It must be either fine, and then you have to go a few times, or it has to be nice thick markers, okay? I usually use this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show it to you here. Look, okay? I have nice thick markers like this, okay? Look how thick it is, okay? So let's say you're seeking active energy. In that case, you draw neural lines, right? Field lines that will go vertically. But at one point, and by the way, how do you know which one to draw? Listen to your intuition. Okay, if you like, actually put your hand and ask yourself, ask your drawing, say, what are the what type of field lines, what type of energy am I seeking from the universe? Okay, you're actually asking yourself that question. And that's the idea. The idea is that you are going to look for, but at one point, let's say you draw two vertical and then can do one diagonal, okay? Remember to do the rounding. And the opposite also happens. Let's say you draw vertical lines, right? And you can do a diagonal line like this, okay? Or you can do a diagonal line like this, okay? But under no circumstances should you ever draw a vertical and then a diagonal line. That's a big no-no. Why? Because you're asking two completely opposite energies from God, from universe. Why would you want to do that? You're kind of conflicting yourself. When you draw the field lines, you're seeking higher power. You're asking for help from higher power. Why would you do conflicting? Why would you say, I want to sleep and I want to be active? That's confusing, right? It's like a child. It's like children, right? Children get confusing. I want to sleep, but I want to stay up and play. No. And the mother makes a consecutive decision, an executive decision, I meant to say, an executive decision where it said, no, it's nighttime, you're going to sleep. Or it's daytime and your nap time is, maybe you already had a nap time or it's time to finish your nap time. You need to wake up. She's the one making a decision for you. But that's children. We're not children, we're adults. We need to learn to have the responsibility of making our own decisions. So making decisions involve figuring out what is it that I want, okay? And learning how to ask properly, okay? So no, don't ever draw this kind of a line, okay? If you happen to draw a field line that are kind of conflicting, that's something you should learn if you ever took a basic user course or even a specialist course. Well, no, basic user course. I mean, everybody at the specialist level take it. Then you try to dissolve it, okay? In the course itself, we learn how something it's called dissolving. Whenever you draw something that you're like, oh, I shouldn't have that, you learn to dissolve that effect, okay? That line or the shape, okay? Let's go back. Okay, let's go back. What happened? Okay, there I am. Okay. Give me a second, my folder fell. Okay, there you are. I have to adjust the holder from the phone. Okay, so let's go back to our beautiful presentation that I created for you. And let's continue going through the rest of the steps, okay? Remember, when I'm giving you, as much as I try to show you in drawing, you will not fully ever get it unless you start the practical application of everything that I'm teaching, which is the basic user course. I'm inviting all of you to take advantage of the very low price that I have now, and start learning the method for yourself in practical, actual sitting down and drawing, okay? After the field lines, we have the next step, which is step number 6. It's called the fixing shape. The fixing shape represents the goal that you were seeking, represents that goal coming true. It's kind of a back to the future. I like to refer to the Back to the Future, the movie, right? Remember how they kept going back to the future, right? Kept going in the past. And the idea was that Back to the Future, right? The original name came because they went into the past. The second episode was about going to the future again. But the first one was going into the past, and their goal was to go back into the future. That is the present for us, okay? And that's the idea here. We go in the future, we get the goal that has been realized, right? We kind of have this futuristic look. We're kind of thinking that what we have here, give me a second, let me make sure my YouTube is working, okay? Okay. Okay. It's kind of going to the future and taking the realization of your goal. You kind of like looking at it and say, oh, I love it. I love the way it looks in the future. You kind of take and like a piece of what do you call that when you travel somewhere, a souvenir, right? You take a souvenir from the future and you bring it to the present. That affixing shape is a souvenir from the future. That's a proof that your goal will become realized. This is one of the secret techniques of why NeuroGraphic works. This is why NeuroGraphic works much more than any other technique alone itself, okay? NeuroGraphic works amazingly because what you do is it's this futuristic aspect. You go to the future, you bring a souvenir with you. That's a constant reminder, constant kind of, understanding for you that this goal will come true, okay? That's why it works. At the fixing shape, look at this, look at the drawings that I'm showing you, right? I showed you the picture over here in this picture, the square is the shape. Over here, it's a circle, and over here, it's a circular shape. Remember, at the basic user level, it's a golden rule. Only the circle shape is acceptable for the fixing. Now, when I say the circle shape, it can be something like this, or it can be something that's like oval. Oval is a variation of the circle. Anything similar to the circular shape is acceptable. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. By the way, it's never a perfect circle for anybody, okay? Anything similar to the circular, okay? It doesn't have to be like, it can be skewed a little bit, but as long as it looks like a circle. It cannot be a triangle under any circumstances. We cannot use that in the basic user course. It cannot be a square because you haven't learned in the basic user course the main energy of the square, okay? If you want to learn how and why to use the square or the triangle, please make sure you join the neurocomposition course. It's on sale now on my website, NeuroGraphicaUSA.com or lanashalom.com. Welcome to buy it. Next year, 2025, I'm doing a refresher of all the courses. And that's when I'm inviting you to take advantage of the low price now, because once I do the refresher, I'm going to increase the price because I'm spending more energy doing all of this, okay? Step 7 is called stylization. Stylization means you are making your drawing, you're bringing your drawing to an aesthetic finalization. You look at your drawing and you say, okay, now that I finished the NeuroGraphic part, how can I make it the most beautiful drawing ever? How can I make it so that it would be put in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City? Okay. And your part is, this is the most important part. It's not about what would look good compared, by the way, talking about the Museum of Art, it's not about what would look good to the critic, but what would look the best, the most beautiful drawing for me. Not for my mother, not for my sister, not for my children, not for my husband, not for my dog or cat, but for me. I look at the drawing and I say, I want to add this color. You start adding color. Now you can use different mediums. At the end, step 7, stylization is making sure all the steps are completed. You go and you look, is everything rounded first? You go and you look, do you have the fixing shape? Do you have the field lines? Or is the figure integrated enough? Does it have the appropriate way of coloring? Okay. Does it have enough neural lines in the background for the figure to be integrated into the background, okay? That already practical application, correct coloring, correct integration is what I teach at the course. I show it to you because even if I try to explain it to you now, it's not going to work. You need to actually see me drawing to understand how to do the integration, how to add the correct amount of neural lines to the background to integrate the figure, how to add the correct amount of color, okay? What else? Stylization. And then after you make sure all the steps are taken care of, you can do the aesthetic finishing of your drawing. You bring it to the way that it would look the most beautiful to you. You can use different mediums. You can use, I love to use oil pastels. You can use, some people like to use watercolor. Okay, something we can't use in the middle because we're still in the process of adding more steps. This is the final graphic step. This is the final drawing step. In here, you finish your drawing. And because the next step is step 8, you go back to the topic, you do a 2-minute brainstorming. And you can also do it the same way I explained to you yesterday when you did topic 1.0, step 1. You definitely do 2-minute brainstorming, and then you can just add color. You can do mind mapping, connecting which words connected with each other, which one is connected to the goal. And you can do proximity, put it in the center and see which words are closer to the goal, and which words are further away. Okay, you can also do the 4th one. I showed you the pyramid, but you need to know the pyramid well for that. Okay. And these are the 8 steps. You can take any drawing, any work, any goal in your life as you go successfully, right? Sequentially from one step 1 to step 8. You will bring, this is the way to do a mind map, okay? Create a visual board. You're actually creating it. You're creating a map for your mind to understand. Remember, the mind is connected to reality. Your mind will understand how to adjust the reality to where you are, from where you are now to where you want to be. How to get from point A to point B. That's a GPS for your mind, okay? And for your aura to start integrating it together. I'm inviting all of you to join, actually learn how to do this on a practical level. On my website, NeuroGraphicaUSA.com, you can buy the NeuroGraphica Basic User Course, the Certified Basic User Course, okay? All of this you will get whenever you buy the course. Look at this, look how many points you're getting. You will also get the bonus course of the Neuro Miracles course I did in 2020. Perfect for the timing now. This is the time of miracles, the holiday season. Welcome to buy it. Welcome to get this amazing gift. The price is only $99. That's more than 65% off. I know other people sell it for $300, $400. I've seen for some reason, I don't know why, but Facebook sends me. I know the people who do it. I know the instructor, the Russian speaking instructors who decided to go into the English speaking field for some reason. But yeah, that's what it is, okay? And for a limited time, I'm offering scholarships, subsidized scholarships. If you need help, if you cannot afford the $99, I'm making it affordable for everyone to have it, okay? I want everyone to go through the basic user course. I want everyone to learn the practical, hands-on way of drawing the neurographic and not just open sessions, even though I do a lot of drawing with you. It's still, I feel like, is not as enough as those of you who took the course with me, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Welcome to join. I'm wishing everyone happy holidays. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you on Thursday. Let's do the drawing. Let's start planning for 2025. Let's make it the year of happiness every single day. Focus is happiness, okay? I'm inviting you to join me Thursday at 12 p.m. I'm sorry, not 12 a.m., 12 p.m. Let's start. Prepare your markers, prepare your paper. You can do A3, you can do A4, whatever size of paper. You can do A5, it's just smaller. Doesn't matter, just choose any size. But the most important thing I want you to work on is your goal. What is your goal? You can make a goal, you can make a topic, or you can make a theme. You can come with just a general idea of what you want. You can just say, I want happiness. Work with me on happiness, or you can have your own goal in mind, okay? I'm looking forward to seeing you. Wishing you happy holidays, everyone. I'll see you on Thursday. Enjoy your time with family. You're welcome, Sharon. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I would love to hear your comments, questions. Welcome to ask. And of course, welcome to share this information with anyone and everyone who you think would be benefiting from this. You can just share it on your social media channels. Why? Because I think everybody would benefit from this. Wouldn't you think so? I think so. Let's make new year 2025 the year of the neurographic discovery for everyone. Okay? Goodbye, everybody.